Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new. My name is Mercedes. In today's video, I have a very exciting collection to share with you all. Show you a place where you gon' wanna move your feet. It is Cuticula's SpongeBob collection, and it is in collaboration with Caitlinswatches. Now, if you don't know who Caitlin is or Caitlinswatches, her channel, I feel like everybody knows, like, you have to know who she is. Like, she is an amazing person. She does an incredible job on her swatches. Before I started my own YouTube channel and before I was actually swatching for the brands that I swatch for, I would always watch, and I still do, but it was like consistent. It was like, all right, polish pickup is coming around. I'm watching Caitlinswatches. Like, I'm watching her videos, and sometimes I would tell myself, don't do it. Do not watch her swatch videos because you know if you do, you're going to want something. But I would still do it. I'm like, no, I'm just gonna watch it just because, like, I just want to look at the pretty colors and I want to support her channel, and then I get sucked in and I would want something. But that's just what it is. She does an incredible job with her swatches. Her work is amazing. The time that she puts into her channel and her videos, you can't deny that she's doing an amazing job. Now, this collection is a 6-piece collection inspired by SpongeBob. It is going to be available September 20th on the Cuticula website. This is going to be a 2-week pre-order, so the shop, not the shop, because the Cuticula shop is always open, but the window to shop for this collab, the SpongeBob collection, will be available for 2 weeks. I'm going to leave shipping and all of that down below. It'll be $75 for the entire set, or you can purchase polishes individually for $13. Hey guys, just hopping in to say I will be showing swatches of the Spine Chiller Trio. This is Cuticula's Halloween collection. It is going to be available on the 20th of September as a 2-week pre-order. I'm going to make sure to leave all of the information down below. You can purchase all 3 for $36 or $13 individually. Again, all details will be down below. All right, let's get into these lovely swatches. First up, we have Because I Ripped My Pants, and this one is a baby blue base with strong yellow gold shifting shimmer and yellow gold glass shifting flakes. This one had a very interesting formula. It was almost like a pearlized finish. You're gonna see more of what I mean on that second coat, but on the first coat, we get pretty good payoff with coverage, and we get a heaping amount of that lovely yellow gold shifting shimmer. It almost leans a little bit of like green, like I feel like there's some green tint in that shimmer, and then at extreme angles I feel like I'm seeing a little bit of green, but we get a lot of that beautiful gold, the gold yellow shifting glass flakes. We're seeing a lot of that in there. I feel like because the flakies, they are various shapes and sizes, right? We get this ultra dimensional look. Now you see what I mean when I went in for that second coat. It gave us like this really pearly like finish. Really interesting formula. I really enjoyed working with this polish. I think long or short nails, I'm just going to say 2 to 3 coats. I mean, 2 coats was honestly really good on my shorter nails, and I think it'd be great on long nails too. But everybody always polishes just a little bit differently, so I am going to steer towards the safe side and say 2 to 3. But this one was a lovely polish to work with. I'm usually not the biggest fan of baby blue. I know I've said that a couple of times, but the finish for this one was so interesting, and I love that tint of olive green that we're getting in here as well. Pictured our 2 coats of Because I Ripped My Pants with a glossy top coat. Next up, we have Chocolate with Nuts. This one's described as a chocolate brown base with orange gold shifting glass flakes, black flakes, and bronze metallic flakies. We go on sheer on that first coat, but Cuticula is like, you know, when you apply your makeup and it's like trust the process, Cuticula is trust the process with their polishes. Trust me, it's going to build up beautifully. Second coat, we're getting a more deeper chocolatey base. We're getting more of that glorious orange gold shifting glass flakies on the nail bed. And then here on the third coat, we're building up to pretty much opacity on my shorter nails. I'm going to say 3 coats for everybody, whether or not you have short or long nails. I think because we have so much going on in this polish as well, it's going to do a good job at covering up your nail line because of all the flakies in here. I love how the black flakies are very, like, not uneven as if they're like bumpy, but like they're all over the place, you know, like they're not strategically placed on the nail. They're just sort of scattered everywhere. And I feel like it gives it this really nice look. The star of this show are those beautiful orange gold shifting flakies. They are glass flakies and it looks like glass on the nails. And I love this. I love a nice milky chocolatey brown polish. I've always been a fan of like those earthy tone polishes, pruggly polishes. So this one is definitely up my alley. I enjoyed this one. Pictured, if you want like a plumpy, juicy look, I'd recommend a glitter smoother and then your glossy top coat over it, just to plump things out even more. But pictured are 3 coats of chocolate with nuts and a glossy top coat. Next up, we have Everything is Chrome in the Future, and this one is described as a blue-green purple shifting chrome pigment base with small silver holographic flakies. On the first coat, we're getting a heaping amount of that shifting chrome pigment. It is super glowy and super in charge. We're seeing a lot of the green shift, a little bit of that blue. On this second coat, we are really seeing some of that blue shift, just like sprinkled throughout the nail, but still with a lot of that green pigment. I did go in for a third coat. I felt like I needed it, so I'm going to suggest honestly 2 to 3 coats for everybody. If you want a more intense look, I'm going to suggest to go in for that third coat. And we get this glorious look on the nails. These small silver holographic flakies are sprinkled just ever so slightly on the nail, and it gives you that wonderful little sparkle. Now we're seeing at extreme angles that purple shifting chrome pigment, right? We're seeing it. It's like shadows on the nails, but very lovely shadows. This was definitely one of my favorite ones. It was just so glowy, and oh my gosh, like I have other shots of this polish and I'm going to share them over on Instagram. You guys, you are going to be blown away by how glorious this one looks in the sun. Like, I'm going to save that footage and you guys can go see it on Instagram when I post it. I'll probably post it to my shorts too, but it is just so lovely. It is going to dry down flat, so you want to use a glossy top coat just to bring everything back to life, bring that glow back to life, and give it that twinkle that the holographic flakies are providing for us. Pictured are 3 coats of Everything is Chrome in the Future with a glossy top coat. You know what? Here's a little sneak peek right here. Let's just admire this. Next up, we have No Buns No Patties, and this is described as a fuchsia base with strong blue shifting pigment and pink shifting glass flakies. My pink polish lovers, you're gonna love this one. I feel like you can't have a nice, beautiful, bright pink without adding some of that blue shifting pigment. They just go hand in hand. You can see on the second coat, we're really building up that base and it's turning into a much, much brighter fuchsia. We're getting more of that beautiful blue shifting pigment. And the pink shifting glass flakies, they're definitely shifting all sorts of different colors within this color story. So more like a brighter pink. And then I see a little bit of blue in there too. I mean, it could be that pigment, but I feel like I might have seen some blue shifts in there. Even though we get a lot of similar colors on the nails with, you know, your bright fuchsia pink base and the pink shifting glass flakies, they're still visible. Like, even looking from afar, I can still see those glass flakies within the nail. Now, I did go in for a third coat just because I felt like I wanted to see what it would do, not that I necessarily needed it. And it just sort of made everything a little bit brighter, a little more plumper. Honestly, I think I would have been fine with 2 coats. So depending on how you polish, you may want to go in for a third coat. But I think 2 coats is safe for everybody. Pictured are 2 coats of No Buns No Patties with a glossy top coat. Next up, we have Rock Bottom, and this one is described as a black jelly base with blue-green glass shifting flakes, green-blue shifting glass flakes, and silver holographic flakies. On the first coat, we go on a bit sheer. This is a jelly base, so it is expected, right? And because we're working with such a darker color, sometimes this more sheer build-up, sheer start, I should say, works best because we're able to see all the beautiful components in the polish without that dark base taking over or swallowing them up. So the third coat, we definitely are building up on that darker base. Look at that transformation from the second coat to the third coat. We can clearly see that this is a black base, a black jelly base, but we have so much going on with the green and the blue, glass shifting flakies, that it's just glorious. I love how we are still able to see this base, this dark base, but it just is a canvas for all of these shifting flakies, right? It just lifts it up. You have this darker base and it's like this anchor for these beautiful flakies just to let them shine. I love the sparkliness that we're getting with the silver holographic flakes. I feel like we definitely see rainbows. I see rainbows. You see the rainbows? Because I can see them. So lots going on here, but everything does a great job with it just coming together. Pictured are 3 coats of rock bottom with a glossy top coat. And the last polish in the Caitlinswatches and Cuticula collab is You're Not Handsome, You're a Hunk. And this one is described as a baby pink jelly base with yellow gold shifting glass flakes and pink holographic glitter. So we do go on a bit sheer on that first coat, but this is a jelly base. But those flakies are not shying away. They are chunky and in charge, and I'm here for it. The second coat, we are building up the base, so we are definitely getting more of a pink color. I did go in for a third coat just so I can deepen the base, but it was just like a very light coat, and we got a little more payoff with flakies. So we're definitely seeing a lot of that yellow and a lot of that gold with the shifting flakies. The pink holographic glitter, we see a little bit of twinkle, not too much, just because we are working with a similar base. But it does give way to a beautiful little twinkle and sparkle. You could definitely see the rainbows. If I had this in daylight, you could probably see the rainbows a little bit more, but because I didn't, we're just looking at the slightly shifting colors of the hollow flakies, of the hollow glitter, I mean. But this is a beautiful polish if you love pink, if you love, this is like my neutral color, okay? I don't like to wear straight up neutrals, like your cream neutrals. If I wear a neutral, it needs to have some pizzazz in it. So when I think of neutrals, I think of like light pinks, maybe even like beige colors, but definitely like I need some glitter and I need some hollow flakies, and I need something in there. And this would be like my neutral polish or like my palette cleanser when I'm tired of wearing vampy colors in the winter. This one, because the flakies are so large and in charge, you're going to want to use a glitter smoother and a glossy top coat just to plump everything out and give you a nice juicy finish. Pictured are 3 coats of You're Not Handsome, You're a Hunk with a glossy top coat. Next up, we have the Spine Chiller Trio, and this is Cuticula's Halloween collection. This one is called Creepin' It Real, and it's described as a bright violet crelly with orange, red, green, gold shifting ultrachrome flakies. We go on classically like a crelly, and then on the second coat, we really build up that beautiful bright violet base. I was okay with 2 coats. I'm going to suggest if you have longer nails, you may want to go in for a third coat just because of that more bouncier base. The flakies in this polish are glorious. Like, look at the contrasting shades that we're getting here. We're definitely seeing some of that green. We're definitely getting a lot of the orange and the red, and then of course gold as well. I feel like this definitely screams Halloween to me. I really loved this one. The formula honestly took me by surprise. After that first coat, I really thought I was going to need a third coat, but it took me by surprise. The color really built up on the second coat for me. So definitely want to use a glitter smoother and then your glossy top coat, just because we have some large and in charge flakies, and they are very thirsty. Pictured are 2 coats of Creepin' It Real with a glossy top coat. Next up, we have Ghoul Next Door, and this one is described as a purple base packed with green, blue shifting shimmer and small silver holographic flakies. This is interesting, guys. We're working with a purple base, but we are looking at a lot of green and a lot of blue, and it's because there is a lot of shifty shimmer in here. You can definitely see the purple base at extreme angles, right? We're not completely missing that purple, but because we have so much beautiful shimmer in here, that is definitely the star of the show. So you can see at extreme angles, we're getting a little bit of that purple, right? Because this is a purple base, but the green and the blue shifting shimmer are the star of the show. We get a lot of glow with this. This was 2 coats, all right? This is 2 coats. So I'm going to suggest 2 coats for everybody. These small silver holographic flakies, they're in there, and they give you a little bit of twinkle, and I really enjoyed this one. Pictured are 2 coats of Ghoul Next Door with a glossy top coat. Now we are moving on to Haunt Your Heart Out. This one is described as a deep purple base with orange, gold, purple, blue shifting glass flakes and black flakes. Lots of flakies. So on the first coat, we go on a little bit sheer as typical. This is like your classic purple Halloween, and I love it. I love Halloween. I love Halloween. It's one of my favorite holidays. That second coat, we are really building up that purple base. I did decide to go in for a third coat. I felt like I needed it just to sort of fill in any, bald spots that I had on the base. So I will suggest 3 coats for everybody. And look at all of the flakies that built up on this nail, guys. Like, look at this. We still can see the purple base, but we are seeing lots and lots of beautiful shifty flakies. Orange, gold, we see blue, but blue in a more violet way. This one has lots of glowiness as well, but that glow is coming from those shifty glass flakies. I'm definitely going to recommend a glitter smoother than your glossy top coat. Unless you have a really thick glossy top coat, that'll do it for you. But just keep in mind, lots of flakies mean lots of thirstiness. It isn't equivalent to like a glitter polish. I personally just love plump, juicy looks on the nails. Pictured are 3 coats of Haunt Your Heart Out with a glossy top coat. All right, everybody, gorgeous collection. Now I have a few standouts for me. So if I wasn't able to purchase the entire set, right, the whole collection, and I had to pick a handful of them, these are the ones that I would pick. First one being chocolate with nuts. It's a brown. It has a gorgeous golden flakies. Look at that beautiful shift. I love this for the season that we're heading into, fall, winter. This just illuminated, it glowed off of my nails. It's beautiful. Next one being Everything is Chrome in the Future. Oh my God. Okay. Usually not the type to like these sorts of polishes, but I put it on my nails and I happen to be swatching during the day, which is rare for me. I usually swatch at night, so I had daylight to play around with. And I remember swatching and being like, wow, this is really pretty. And then I was taking footage near my window, near the sun, and then in non-direct lighting, and I was blown away. Like, the shifts are just out of this world. The glow and the sparkle that this has, it's stunning. And then one of my other standouts is Rock Bottom. I love a dark shade. I love blue. I love green. The flakies in here. Cuticula always does a great job when it comes to their flaky polishes. They're never too thick, right? So you always have, you at least usually have to do at least 3 coats, which I don't mind because it gives way to building up to a beautiful finish, right? Your flakies, your components don't get lost in the mix of your base. And Cuticula always like hits the nail on the head with that. But I love the flakies in here. I love the color and the shifts, the intensity. Everything is beautiful. All right, everybody, that is all that I have for you today. Congrats, Caitlin, on the collab. I am so excited for you, and I know a lot of the people watching right now are also very excited for this collab. If you haven't already subscribed to Caitlinswatches, make sure that you do. I will leave her channel linked down below. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next one.